Happy Monday. Welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 live stream. And I think for a change, I'm probably parked at the right gate. Seeing that there's another CRJ. This is like the line of CRJs here. Or at least that's what BeyondATC is doing in the sim. So I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking I might actually have hit it right for a change. This is Atlanta. This is actually the recently updated Atlanta from Imagine Sim. I think I'm saying that right. So they released it for 2024, and then kind of a compatible version of 2020. Or sorry, they released it for 2020, and then a compatible version for 2024, I think. And now this is actually the optimized version for 2024. I don't see any major differences. One thing that still bothers me is the grass is still flat. There's no texture to it. And that's one of the cool things about 2024. So hopefully they actually update it even further. And there's a lot of cool grass here in Atlanta. So there's also something to do with some ramp or something that they apparently added. I don't know enough about Atlanta to say anything about that. But it's actually a nice day here in Atlanta for a change versus the stormy weathers we have been getting recently on our flights. So if you are in Discord, you saw that I did a handful of flights over the past week with Delta Airlines, and that is with A Pilot's Life, Chapter 2. And one of the longest hauls I got with, what's it called? A Pilot's Life is like 2,000 in credits. That's really good. Typically I get like 1,000 or so, which also angers me because I dropped down the goal. So with the Pilot's Life, you can put in 5 flights. What is it? 5 flight hours or 10 flights, or you can do no challenge, right? So I dropped it down to 5, thinking last week I wasn't going to really have time to do things, and of course I got 20 plus flights out of it. So it is what it is. I'm more scared of what hides in the grass. Yeah, it is Atlanta. Welcome in, Polyant. Welcome in, Will, as well. I hit the wrong button. So today's flight is a short hop, 1 flight stream, as I typically do during the most of the weekdays. So we're doing Atlanta to Lexington, BeyondATC, FS traffic still. I did test out FSLTL in combination with FS traffic the other day, and it worked pretty good. No real complaints about it. I do want to do some further testing though. I want to see performance-wise, see if there's any kind of drop with that. One thing I've complained about with FS traffic is I'm sure you hear it in the stream, there's that random, like, it's almost like a comms clear. That issue only happens with FS traffic, and I don't know why. And it's definitely not my system, because I had it before my reinstall of Windows, and I have it after the reinstall of Windows, and there's really nothing changed. I went baseline Flight Sim 2024, and that was still occurring. So it's definitely something to do with FS traffic. Who knows why? I do have the parked traffic, I think, at 3. And then the other things are at 4 with BeyondATC as well. And that's why you're seeing kind of not a lot of traffic here in Atlanta. But we'll see how things work out with that. Let's jump into the cockpit of this beautiful 737. So P2, if you're on Discord, P2 said he was excited and he bought the CRJ. So happy to see him in the CRJ as well. It's one of the best aircrafts in the sim. It is very, you know, it's not as high quality, I would say, as some of the other aircrafts, but that update that came out most recently really helped a lot with the handling. And in my opinion, it's one of the best planes now in the sim overall. It's one I love to fly a lot. Between the iFly, the FENIX, and the Aerosoft CRJ, these are definitely my go-to planes here in the sim. FSLTL had it with braking sounds. Oh yeah, I remember that. Garen, welcome in. When will BeyondATC update the availability to everyone? So that will probably come down the road. There's normally a couple weeks in between testing, so they push out things to the supporter people, give it a test, and see what kind of bugs come into the Discord. If things go fine, then they go ahead and push it out live. So I would say, depending on the status of this last update, it could probably be a week or two. Probably a week or two. I wouldn't expect anything until August. It's all chickens. Welcome on in. Or sorry, it's chickens, y'all. Did that backwards. Welcome on in. Hopefully BeyondATC is treating you well. Just a bug patch needed. Yeah, and that's the issue I have, though, is that they seem to take their very sweet time updating some of the stuff. So hopefully, knock on wood, it comes out sooner. The issues I was having yesterday with BeyondATC, I did a handful of flights, and just like we had on Friday, the update said that it did some stuff with the weather data, so that hopefully, things are, or well, it said it updated BeyondATC for historical weather data. It didn't say anything really about the METARs or where it's getting the data source and all that jazz. So I'm still running into issues where the runways assignments are not correct. It's one thing when the wind shifts, right, in real life versus in the sim, there's that delay in there. There's one thing I can understand that, but it's different when the wind is a headwind. The wind is a tailwind and it's giving you that runway for the tailwind. Yeah, so those ones need to be worked on. I don't know if they just need to remap the weather, get a different source. I have no idea, but that's probably the biggest issue I have beyond ETC. Outside of that, it's pretty good. They get traffic stuck from time to time. That's going to happen regardless when it comes to traffic. And vectors are going to be wrong. That's just going to be part of it as well. It's a computer program. It's trying to do things. There's obviously all kinds of questionable things behind the scenes when it comes to coding, right? So those problems are going to happen. But the METAR thing, I think, is something they need to pay a lot of attention to and see if they can get that fixed up. Been using BeyondATC for 2 days now and done many flights. It's an amazing add-on. I am thoroughly impressed and amazed. Yeah, it's one of the coolest things ever. It really is. It opened my eyes when I first used traffic with BeyondATC. Yeah, the wow factor was simply incredible. I was just blown away about what it can and cannot do. And even back then, we're talking about a year ago, just blown away. I think all devs are waiting for tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Well, you thinking Sim Update 3 is launching tomorrow? Yes, I agree with the runway assignments issue as well. I get most often at Singapore, yeah. BeyondATC and GSX is working for me great. I was going to install GSX this morning, or last night, but I decided not to. I might look at it tomorrow, or either tonight or tomorrow. We'll see. I would like to try it again. It's been a little bit since I've last tried it, so it would be nice to give it a shot and kind of see what's going on with it. I haven't used it in probably a month. Polyet says, I just want them to polish the taxi instructions further. Too many instances of instructions, including links or taxiways you are taxiing past. Oh, yeah, that happens quite often too. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with how the taxi instructions work with BeyondATC, Polyet, but they're very dependent on the developer's coding. And for example, Atlanta, the base Atlanta in Flight Sim 2020 and 2024 don't have apparently correct assignments, or don't have taxi assignments or something. I don't remember exactly what the detail is. So in airports like that, it says something like, what's it say? Taxi at your own discretion, because it doesn't know where the runways are. Or sorry, it doesn't know where the taxiways are. And sometimes developers will put in weird points in the system. So I think it's a combination of both sides of the party. I would love to see BeyondATC kind of do their own thing, but at the same time, I understand they're a small team, and the way say intentions completed the task was to have it all grouped out, so everyone, it was community sourced, so they had, people who are using the program input the taxiway instructions, which comes at a positive and a negative as well, right? Because if they're not right, well, then there's problems. Thankfully, they had mods, approve it and all that jazz. Irishman, welcome in. P2, welcome on in. Also, the basic voices sound fine to me. It's not too robotic. Yeah. The basic voices are really good. They're not bad at all. And even comparing them to FS HUD, they're, in my opinion, superior to it. Now, FS HUD, I love the vectoring much more. or I should say they're much more consistent with vectoring than BeyondATC, but they're still, you know, they're still really good. Still really good with BeyondATC. Sim update 3 tomorrow, and devs are going all the way. Okay, so you're thinking tomorrow, huh? Are you guys excited for the C750 releasing tomorrow? Oh, that's coming out tomorrow. I was initially excited, but as I think about it more and more, it's like, am I actually gonna fly it? That's my thing, is I don't know if I'm actually gonna fly it enough to buy it. Finally, it says SimUpdate 3 doesn't get public release tomorrow. A fix to the SDK that we were waiting for, which was pushed back from SimUpdate 2, and we were told SimUpdate 3 is not yet in the beta. Oh, interesting. Okay. Corey, welcome in. I still really like BeyondATC, and I think it's best ATC out there. Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Yesterday, my paid scenery for Bangladesh, was that Bangkok, sorry, had no localizer or ILS. Really? And BeyondATC also couldn't load the data in the program. Interesting. I flew the 777 visually for like 2,000 feet and managed to land. Yeah, I've had, okay, so the issue I've had recently with the 777, and we had it in the stream the other day, but it's if you get a runway change, even if you put the runway information in the what do they call it in Boeing's FCU, right? No. Yeah, right? Even if you put it in there, for whatever reason, it doesn't want to capture the localizer. It's probably user error. It's probably 100% user error. Okay, let's get this started, and then we can talk in the sky. I don't have a whole lot of time this morning. Okay, so removed, connected, grand, ons, available, grand. Let's go ahead and get the APU firing up. APU is looking good. And then let's go back over here. And we're going to go to flight plan, import, send to the FMS, set the payload. We're going to go ahead and copy to the FMS. Go ahead and put in the takeoff speeds. And then 7.6 on the trim. So go on down. Actually, we're going to go back here. We're going to go to nav, up over here, execute. And then we're going to go to index, position, next, grab the GPS, go back, drop it in. Flight plan should all be pulled in at this point. And, what the heck's that coughing from? Was not me. And let's check our legs, because yesterday, I think it was it the CRJ? I think it was, yeah, it was the CRJ. I didn't pull the correct flight plan. Looking good, direct, okay, yep, all good. Cool, okay. So departure 26 left is what I'm currently expecting. And via the pad GT. And what is that? Rafton? Alright. And arrival currently expecting runway 4. Execute. Legs. Beautiful. Grand up top. APU is available. Grand. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and get our clearance, shall we? Clearance here. I should get this memorized by now. 118 and a 1. And we'll turn off auto response for the time being. Atlantic clearance, Delta 3211, ready to get IFR clearance to Lexington Bluegrass.
Delta 3211, Atlanta clearance cleared to Bluegrass Airport. Paget to departure with the raft in transition, then is filed. Maintain 5,000 feet. Departure frequency 133.475. Squawk 120 tree.
Oh, I'm so used to it talking. We are clear to Bluegrass Airport. Pad GT2 departure with the raft in transition, then is filed. Maintain 5,000. Departures on 133.475. Squawk 1203. Delta 3211. I was expecting it to talk for me.
Delta 3211, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for push or start.
Over to ground 121.9er, Delta 3211, see ya. Flying into O'Hare yesterday afternoon, I thought my PC was going to explode the closer I got to landing, the worse the stutterings got. Yeah, O'Hare could be, especially with traffic, if you're using BeyondATC or any kind of traffic, O'Hare with all the planes everywhere, for sure, for sure. Polyet says, yeah, if they release tomorrow, that means it got pushed back again, and that was screwed, yeah.
125.325. Contact tower 125.325, Delta 2870.
Will says, I think we have to repair Lex planes now. Atlanta ground, Delta 3211, ready for pushback and engine start.
Delta 3211, Atlanta ground, pushback and engine start approved, face north.
Face north. We will face north, Delta 3211. Alright, facing the north, this way here. Cool. And then let's go over here first, and let's go disconnect all that jazz. Beautiful. Let's go and release the parking brake. Pushback commencing. Up top here, fuel tanks are on. Let's go and start engine number 1. Or sorry, number 2. I forgot to do these. And then let's get our lights lighting. Okay. Swing on down here, we're already rotating good. Introduce some fuel. Let's see, we got promoted. I'm already feeling drunk with power. How is the Aerosoft CRJ? I didn't buy it because another crap product. Oh yeah, it's decent. It's really good. Like, for what you have for a very basic plane, you know, it works really well. It had its issues, you know, when it first launched, it had its issues, no doubt about it. And for whatever reason, Aerosoft just kind of felt like they abandoned the plane. But they have since done a lot of work. Well, Hans probably has done a lot of work. And it is a fun plane to fly. Fuel. 1 squawking, stab trim, yaw dampers, call. New trend rule: if you say Boeing is better, then instant timeout. If you say fly-by-wire is weird, ban. I say Boeing is better, and fly-by-wire is weird. Ban me. Atlanta ground, Delta 3211. Looking at taxi to the active.
Delta 2112, gate Bravo tree 2 taxi via Bravo 1 Bravo hotel ramp to
Oh.
Gate Bravo tree 2 via Bravo 1 Bravo hotel ramp 2E Delta 2112.
Whoops.
Delta 3211, runway 26 left taxi via ramp 5W Foxtrot Echo.
This is BeyondATC. 26 left via ramp 5W Foxtrot Echo, Delta 3211. W. Alright, let's go taxi on out of here.
Delta 1677, ready to taxi to the active.
2 strikes and you're out of here. I think my 5080 is going to show up quicker than I expected. Did you order it, Irishman? Last I heard, you were hoping to order it. Did you order your 5080? And it's the Founders Edition, right? So it will fit in there, for sure. For sure. Lex has 1 strike left before he banned him from his own channel. That'd be fantastic. Time out the stream. Well, would you rather choose BeyondATC or FS HUD? It's a hard question. I think it comes down to your personal preferences. It really does. I think they're both fantastic. You can't go wrong with either one of them. You really can't. BeyondATC, I feel, has better, and this is a personal opinion, I feel BeyondATC has better voices, even the basic voices. Traffic injection is built into BeyondATC, whereas FSHUD, you have to use an external injector, so you can use FS traffic or FSLTL, AIG, the default sim traffic. But it's kind of wonky with the default stuff. You have to, so I do recommend if you use FSHUD, you have to use an external one. I do recommend you use an external one, I should say. This plane's, oh, never mind. Never mind. Okay. That, it looked like it was going on two wheels. I feel that FSHUD has provided me with... I'm on the wrong taxiway, aren't I? Foxtrot... Oh no, this is right. I feel like FSHUD has provided me with the most consistent vectors. Overall, you know, all three of the AI kind of ATC things. Again, it's a really big personal preference. It's a really big personal preference. You can't go wrong with either one of them. They're both really, really good. I think BeyondATC is a $5 or $7 cheaper than FSHUD. FSHUD, I believe, pretty much runs everything locally, other than getting METAR and whatever it is. So there's always that risk of, you know, if BeyondATC closes up shop tomorrow, that, you know, you have a program that doesn't do anything anymore. Whereas FSHUD, I think you might have the ability to use it. Maybe. I don't know for sure, though. Don't quote me on that one. Irishman's... Oh, he hasn't gotten it yet. Okay. After that poor performance in Chicago. Well, you have a 3090, right? I don't know why I keep mixing yours up. A 3090, which is pretty damn good. I guess the only benefit really to go into a 50... Well, there's many benefits, of course, but like one of the benefits would be frame gen. If you're not anti-frame gen. I know there are people that are anti-frame gen. I understand why. I'm pro with most things, in all honesty. You know, one thing is it does seem to use less of the GPU, which is typically good, right? Question mark?
Delta 1160, gate Charlie 44 taxi via Bravo Tree, Bravo Hotel, Foxtrot, Ramp Tree A.
I was playing the new, so there's a new game, the new RoboCop game. It's not a DLC, but it very well could be. It's really weird, but it is, it's really fun. It's really, really fun. If you like just mindless shooting, you know, playing as RoboCop, it's a damn good time. But either way, it has, you know, frame gen available and DLSS and all that jazz. Over the tower, 125.325, Delta 3111. Have a great morning. One thing I noticed is that, like, if I don't have if I don't have frame gen on, the GPU usage is like almost off the chart, you know, 99% plus. And with frame gen on, it drops it down to like 50%. So it's not pushing it as hard because it's, you know, doing the fake frames and whatnot. And the performance is really good. Really, really good. Now, it has some technical issues when it comes to frame gen. With a lot of Unreal Engine games do have that issue. So hopefully they'll get that fixed up, because the first one ran really, really good when they introduced frame gen. You saw the Rad Brad play RoboCop? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Again, it's a mindless shooter. It's a rail shooter, and I played it in VR, yeah. Atlanta Tower, Delta 3111, holding short, 26 left, ready to go.
Delta 3211, runway 26 left, line up and wait.
26 left, line up and wait. Delta 3211. Alright. if you were on LinkedIn, you could say, I played Robocop all weekend. Here's what it taught me about B2B.
Contact Atlanta departure. Contact Atlanta departure. Delta 1677.
It's a short game, apparently. It's only like 8 to 12, 8 to 15 hours, depending on the side quests and all that you do. So I'm kind of just taking my time with it. All right, holding for this this southwest to cross in front of us. There's really not a lot of stuff coming out this year that I'm interested in. You know, other games. RoboCop was there's a new Jurassic World Evolution. I bought the first two, so of course I have to buy the third one. And we'll see what Frontier does with that. There wasn't much really adjusted with the second one. I was a little bit disappointed, but there's not a whole lot you can do with those kind of games. 26 left, clear for takeoff, Delta 3211. Let's bring this up there, execute. Good, grand, beautiful, let's go flying. Throttles up. Toga. Auto response. Alright, let's get out of Atlanta. Atlanta, Georgia. Windy day here, though. Alright, V1 and rotating. Very, very good. Gear up. The APL has been really nice to me recently. Because I forgot to put my gear up on one of my other flights. I was up to like 5,000 feet. And it, well, no, actually it did ding me. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Delta 3211, contact Atlanta departure.
Contact Atlanta departure, Delta 3211.
I thought it was going to be like 5 points, but it was like 2 points only.
Atlanta departure, Delta 3211, 2,700 feet.
Delta 3211, Atlanta departure, good day, radar contact, climb and maintain 16,000.
Alright, 16,000. I'm going to go ahead and put in 33. That's our climb today. That's really high for a short flight. Okay, 330, that's in the box. Go on down here. Reversers off. Very, very good. Let's see, what else we got going on? People are putting lessons on the Coldplay CEO and P2P sales on LinkedIn. Really? Matthew, welcome on in. Anyone play American Truck Sim? How easy is it to get into? I'm guessing we will need to buy equipment for that too. So I played a little bit of it. I played a little bit when I had a wheel, which I should probably just see if I can buy that one. My old Logitech. I think it's Logitech. Buy it back from my friend because I don't think he uses it. I'll have to chat with him. Maybe I can buy it back. I think I sold it to him for like $100, which is a steal. Although I really want to get that Moza. Like there's a Moza one for like $400. And I'm definitely going to get that new NASCAR. Well, I shouldn't say definitely. I'm probably going to get that new NASCAR game when it comes out in the summer or in the fall. So I want it for that. We'll see. We'll see. I have no expendable income at this moment, though. Alright. Over 10,000. Landing lights are coming off. And let's bring up that speed up to 250. But with, you know, like they've added a lot of different states now. I haven't played it probably in, gosh, probably 3 or 4 years. But they added quite a few states to American Truck Sim, and you know it's a truck drive. It's no different than flying. You know, you're instead of flying a plane, you're driving a truck. I, for life of me, could not back up a truck. Speaking of backing up a truck, so in our apartment complex we live in, we are across the street So we're off a big old main street. On the other side of the street is a Coca-Cola warehouse, and then other truck stuff over there. Well, occasionally a truck will drive into the apartment complex area and then get screwed because there's really no way to turn around here. It's not meant for trucks, semi trucks. So they get stuck. Well, anyways, 5 a.m. this morning, I keep hearing this. Well, and I look out my window, and there's a truck stuck. So the truck couldn't get around the little corner, the little roundabout, and they got stuck. I think it's still out there.
Climb, maintain flight level 330, Delta 3211.
Will says, I played Euro Truck Sim and it's fun, but not going to buy a steering wheel. I drove with my Alpha. Really? With your Alpha? That's awesome. American Truck Sim is super casual, but of course, if you use it as a dedicated hardware, there's... Oh, you can use it with the dedicated, yep. I'm thinking of getting the base game. It's $6 Canadian right now. I have to try the RJ. I got it when V2 came out, but never touched it. Okay. Better force feedback wheels and brakes for ATS. Yeah. Yeah, it's for $6. It's worth it for $6. No doubt about it. I'm your inner voice telling you that you don't need it. Your inner voice telling you don't need it.
Delta 3211, contact Atlanta Center 127.05.
I think I'm gonna... Let me see.
Center on 127.05, Delta 3211.
Let's see. So it was Micro Center, I think, that had it.
Atlanta Center, Delta 3211. Good day. Through flight level 187 for flight level 330, direct patched.
What the hell's Members Day? I didn't know Micro Center had members.
Delta 3211, Atlanta.
Am I a member? So there's a 559. I thought that was a cheaper one, though. What the hell? Maybe it's not in stock anymore? Moza. What's the website? Moza Racing? Okay. So there's... Oh, I lost it, sorry. There's P2's fun thing. But... There's like a... The R3, I guess. Yeah, there we go. This one here... How's it clamp down, though? Does it come with clamps? Oh, okay, it must. Buy for PC only. Yeah, $300. That's not bad. And this is gonna be like superior to what I was using before. I feel like those... I don't know how those pedals are gonna stay down. Huh. I know like Moza is meant for like building a cockpit. I don't know how these pedals would work. That base plate doesn't seem very sturdy. Oh man, now I'm really tempted. Does it come with everything, right? It's all bundled, right? Bundled, designed for PC users. Yeah. What's what if I choose the buy for Xbox and PC? What's the difference? Whoa. Goes up in price. And that's a little Xbox button. I don't know. What's in my cart? What the hell? Why is this in my cart? I didn't click that.
Center on 133.1,
okay.
Southwest 1668.
So I don't know. I would like to. I'd like to get it, but here's the question marks. Let's see, where are we at? Yeah, all those states are expansion packs that you have to pay for or buy separately. Yep. Does APL allow you to input the airport to have scenery so that you don't have to fly into the default airports much? No. No. So APL doesn't care about whatever scenery you have in the sim. It uses real world routes. So for example, I'm flying with Delta, so it's using real world flights that Delta does. And it just randomly generates them based on if you choose small, what is it? Short, medium, and long hauls.
Contact Atlanta Center 121.35 Delta 1677.
Moza has a truck wheel now. See, I wouldn't get anything special. Personally, I wouldn't get anything special for Truck Sim because I would be, like I said, using it for like the new NASCAR game that comes out, and maybe I can get myself to actually use a wheel properly with Forza. Maybe I'd get into iFly, into iRacing. Who knows? And it says the R5 is better and the truck wheel is meant for the R5. Must be a truck wheel. APL will use the scenery you have installed. Yep. From what I have researched, the R5 with truck wheel, and there is an extra add-on for brakes that you need to get for a basic truck setup. Oh. I can use my AD9 as a shifter. Also, never buy directly from Moza. They store credit card information in plain text. Really? Holy cow. To be honest, APO is just a APL is just a flight tracker. So whatever airport you fly into is going to be scenic based on default. Yep, exactly. Moza trucking bundle is what it's called. Oh crap. Uh-oh. My bad.
Southwest 1668, contact Atlanta Center 121.35.
Center on 121.35, Southwest 1668.
Okay, let's see. So runway 4 is what we're expecting. It's currently in IFR conditions. So we're gonna see what happens. Do I have my charts set up on here yet? Looks like it. Alright, Lexington. We want to pin the airport. We want to get the approach. We want to pin this dude and then go to pin. And so here's our approach chart, 10.1. So go on down here, type in 10.1.
10.1. Contact Atlanta Center 121.35. Take care.
Okay, and then
Center on 121.35.
our minimums are going to be down here. ILS 1169.
Atlanta Center, Delta 32.
So then it's going to show up here.
Level 303 for flight level 330.
So we're going to do 1160 because it goes by tens.
Delta 3211, Atlanta Center, roger. Delta 1677, Atlanta Center. Expect radar vectors, runway 35.
And that's about all we gotta worry about.
Runway 35, Delta 1677.
Then we'll go over to the gates and then check out the arrival. So we're landing runway 4. I don't have any scenery for this one. There apparently is, there's one. Well, there's a couple. There's one on FlightSim.to, and then there's a paidware one from the crappy people. I'll stick with freeware in that case, but apparently it's broken because of some of the taxiways, I think it was. At least from the FlightSim.to comments, so I didn't get it. So this is default, but we're going to exit to the right, probably at Golf, and then here's our terminal right here. So we won't worry about getting taxi instructions when we're at the gate, or when we're off the runway. I do a lot of glider now, right now, in the sim, and with VR, it's a dream flight every time. Oh yeah, Sim Soaring Club on Discord. I haven't really tried. What I really want to learn, and I know it's going to be a challenge, I really want to learn is helicopters. I really, really want to learn helicopters. I don't know why I have this fascination with trying to learn it, but I don't have the willpower to want to learn it. Does that make any sense? I'm very much interested, and I know like it's how it's not easy to learn. It's very difficult to master. Very, very difficult to master. It's a lot different than flying a plane. A lot different than flying a plane. I've tried it a couple different times. You know, I've done the whole land in the the stadium or land on a roof, that kind of thing. But like to actually learn the techniques properly and all that jazz, it'd be really cool. Get to the chopper. Alright, reduce our speed. Anyone seen Fantastic Four this weekend? Anyone gonna go see the new Fantastic Four? Apparently, the early information that's being put out there is it's from, again, this is from a small group of people, of course, but it's supposed to be like the best Marvel movie of all time. That's a pretty big thing because Endgame, not Infinity. What? Let's see. There's Endgame, right? And then there's one after Endgame. Endgame's supposed to be one of the better ones. I liked it, and the OG Captain America, was really, really good. The first Iron Man was really, really good too. And I like pretty much all the Spider-Man, the Tom Holland ones. So if it actually is as good as people say, the initial reviews coming out, that's going to be really good. There hasn't been a really good Fantastic Four movie ever. And I honestly don't know a lot about Fantastic Four. I watched the one that came out, what was it, early 2000s, I think it was? I didn't watch the last one. I'm just not interested in that stuff, or in that story very much, but the only reason why I'm seeing this new one is because Pedro Pascal is in it, and I love Pedro Pascal. He's a great person. He's very vocal about his sister. He's very pro. Taking care of people, and he's just a very good person. And I want to support people like that as much as I can. I'm so tired of the Marvels for a bit, but I might give this one a try. Yeah, I haven't watched any of the new shows. I haven't seen any of the recent movies. I'm trying to think the last Marvel movie I actually watched. I think it was the last Spider-Man movie. I think that was the last Marvel movie I watched. I haven't seen the new Venom. I didn't see what's it called? Thundercats, Thunderbirds, whatever that one is called. I didn't see that. Sean, welcome in. Yeah, I haven't seen much. I've kind of just been... One thing is, like, the thought process of superhero burnout is real, I feel. I feel like there's just so many different superheroes things out there now. And initially it's really cool. Be excited about it. Iron Man and Captain America and Hulk, and it was cool to have all these things happen. But once they ended the story, the chapter with all that, and moved on to the next heroes, it lost a lot of its blossoming because people connected with those original characters, those original actors, and they did a really good job at casting those actors for those roles. And like my wife is not a comic book person. She's not a superhero person at all. She is not a very patriotic person. Still isn't. But like watching Captain America, it inspired her so much. She loves Chris Evans. She loves Chris Evans and what he did with that character, and loves the story behind it, and loves what Captain America stands for. And that's amazing to see how much of an impact that character had on her. Just a movie character and a person itself. Chris Evans is known to be a really good person in real life as well. So that's cool. Yeah, the pandemic made me binge watch a bunch of the superhero movies, and then I got so tired. Going to have a heavy thunderstorm on Sunday. Ooh, Sean just woke up. I got up about an hour and a half ago. Well, I've been up for probably 4 hours, but in and out because that damn truck outside. But yeah, so I watched the Batman movie, you know, with what's his name? Patterson, right? And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I wasn't all that interested in it, personally. Like, it wasn't a bad movie, but I don't know. Christopher Nolan's Batman movies, those 3 movies were pretty much off the chart. Just incredible. Incredible works of art. As Christopher Nolan typically does. But to have a lot of realism, Gotham felt like Chicago. You know, it felt like downtown Chicago. It was really cool. And I didn't see the new Superman movie. I have zero interest in seeing it. I'll watch it when it comes digitally. But you know, I've talked about it before. Henry Cavill, to me, is the new age Superman. You know, Christopher Reeves will always be the OG Superman, the guy that got it going and you know, really put it on the charts to make it world famous. But Henry Cavill is definitely the new age Superman, and to replace him after just a handful of movies, it's really tough. Really tough, especially when you have an actor like Henry Cavill. Not only one is he a huge Superman fan and almost lost the role because of World of Warcraft, but two, he is Geralt of Rivia, and because of Netflix and their showrunners and all that jazz, they pushed him out. Like, here you have someone who's dedicated to the core of the product in 2 instances and gets kicked out. So he's gonna go do his own Homelander stuff, or Highlander, right?
Delta 3211 Atlanta.
Homelander. That's from The Boys. Uh-oh, did you guys hear Any Builds is working on the A380? Now we can have 3 performance heavy long haulers. I need to fly. I was going to fly, so I had I had a longer haul for me yesterday. I don't remember where out of and to anymore, but anyways, I was going to do the 350, but I didn't feel like having it do the compiling again. It made my first time using it since I reformatted my system last week, and I just didn't feel like waiting for it to compile it all. So eventually I'll try it one day again. I liked it. I had fun with it. I flew the hell out of it when it first came out. I really did. Obviously, the performance was the biggest factor, and there's some other bugs with it, but last time I flew it, optimization was much improved. It's still heavy, right? Any build planes are very heavy with performance, regardless. But it's a lot better than what it was. A lot better. Been using the fly-by-wire one, but I'm still excited to see what they churn out and improve on. Just want a high-fidelity 787, to be honest. Why is there no proper 787? Why is the rum always gone? I don't know. Like, for me, like, I'm interested in the Super 727 from Flight Sim Studios, and then also, of course, the EJET. I want that, you know, the new version to come out with the VNav and whatnot. And then, of course, the big one is the 220. Or sorry, the 220. 220. The 220. Like, I think that's it. That's all I'm looking for personally. I don't really like the big old heavy planes, you know, the long hauls. I don't use them often. That's about all I'm looking for. 220, a good EJET, the Super 727.
Contact Indianapolis Center 121.325.
That's about it. I guess I would like a CRJ 200. But, and then a Dash. Yeah, a Dash. I forgot about the Dash. The Dash 8 would be cool. The ATR is a nice plane. I haven't flown it in ages, but the ATR, when I last flew it, was a really good plane. But to have a real Dash 8, I know P2 would love that, being up in Canada. Expect radar vectors. It didn't say the runway. Expect radar vectors runway 4, Delta 3211. I always felt the handling of the Inabuilds aircrafts a bit delayed. Oh yeah, I thought it was just me, but Aeronaut made a video about it yesterday, and I was like, dude. Yeah, their handling is weird. You know, I had the same thing with the Inabil's A320 in the sim. It just kind of feels goofy, kind of weird, and like the most time I have in an Inabil's plane is the 306. The 306. That's like, I think the most flight hours I have with any of the Inabil's planes. And I've always thought, well, because it's a big heavy plane, it's an old plane, right? And so, you know, it uses old school hydraulics and whatnot. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's just a way that Inabil's programs their planes, I guess. I don't know. It is cool though to see like all the weird differences between different developers and how they handle the planes, right? And that's something that really comes to life when it comes to like the FS Labs. I haven't flown it, but the FS Labs 321, you know, the FENIX 321, the fly-by-wire, the what's the other one? There's another 321 out there, like a lower quality one. But having all these different planes and how they all kind of feel a little bit differently, even though they're pretty much the same plane, it's weird. It's such a weird thing. All right, we are almost at top of descent. Didn't I put in the airport? Why is Valanta?
Delta 3211, Bluegrass Airport landing runway 4.
There we go. That's weird.
Bluegrass Airport, landing runway 4, Delta 3211.
Alright, I guess that means I'm ready for descent.
Delta 3211, contact Lexington approach 120.75.
I guess that bug's not fixed either.
Contact Lexington approach, Delta 3211.
Alright, so 2500.
Lexington, Delta 3211, flight level 330, we have Oscar.
We have Oscar.
Delta 3211, Lexington approach, altimeter 3005, expect radar vectors 4.
I'm gonna go ahead and start our descent then.
Altimeter 3005, expect
Bring
radar
back the
vectors
throttles.
4, Delta 3211.
Delta 3211, descend and maintain for 1,000 feet,
Oh,
altimeter
now they tell me.
3005.
Let's see. Dash high
Descend and
high
maintain
fidelity
4,000 feet.
ATR,
Altimeter
the 220,
3005,
Neos,
Delta 3211.
ERJ with VNAV. This is my current wish list. Yeah, we have about the same wish list. The Horizon 787 flies great, and I don't have any problems with it. Yeah, I've heard good things about the 787 for the Horizon mod. Yeah, I had very, very good things about that one. Does it support time compression sim rate? With the Dash 8, I can do regional ops in Canada, and with the proper ATR, I can do an Alliance Air and Indigo regional ops in India. Oh, that'd be cool. I will start flying the CRJ from tomorrow. Mondays are date nights for me and the mountain. To quote Kip, that's pretty good. Why does he call it the mountain? What's the story behind that? I've heard him refer to that many times, and I understood what he was talking about. But what is that from? She's not movable? I don't understand. I'm lost. All I think about with the mountain is isn't there like the mountain in Game of Thrones? Isn't there like the mountain? Isn't there a guy called the Mountain? I really hope the iFly is secretly making, or I really hope the iFly is making a 787. You buy that? I don't know. They're so ain't no mountain high enough. They're so secret over there at iFly. It's so hard to tell what they're doing. Same with the FENIX. They're just so secret over there. FENIX and keep wanting to say Inabil's. FENIX and iFly, just so kind of hidden away with their own things, their own agenda, and they just kind of keep it quiet, which I like. You know, they're not shouting out what they can and cannot have. We got the Bluebird 757 coming out at some point this year. that's another one of those planes where like I don't know, I don't fly long haul, so. And also I question them a lot. This is their first plane. I question a lot, and then hearing what they were saying on at the Flight Sim Expo, like, and then in I don't know, Reddit or wherever it was, or all their social media places, like for me, the developers matter just as much as the product they put out. So they could put out an incredible product, but if the team behind it sucks, I have zero interest in it. Clearly, we know from history on this channel of a certain developer I'm speaking about. I don't mind being secretive if you can bring out a polished product at the end of at the end of it, if the product is great, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Do I have to use my wrench now? You both should ban each other for 5 minutes. Both ban each other for 5 minutes. Thank you both for doing that, though. So P2 and Will are both mods for the chat and Discord. And the reason why them two is because they're in here frequent enough. And we don't really get a lot of advertisements, per se, here on this channel. But once in a while, they'll, a bot will pop in or something, or someone will pop in and do something. I think we had it in the last stream at the end. More so than anything, it's Twitch. When I was doing the cross streaming on Twitch, like it was popping up there. PMDG, for all its quirks, the product is very much complete on launch. Yeah, that's the thing. PMDG, they do take their sweet time to do it. They take their very, very sweet time to do it, but their products are very, very good. Their products are very, very good. And typically the bugs that they have are not game breaking, like not plane breaking. They typically work right out of the box, See, I don't think I've had a problem with the PMDG plane since I've been in the sim, in 2020 or 2024. Planes that are officially supported, I should say, because 2024 has that question mark with the 737. Irishman says, "God help us." I get paid to hang out here because I do it on company time. He too doesn't know that secretly I have his manager on speed dial here. My sister works from home, and there's one day when I went to go visit, family. She had picked me up from the airport, and she said, "Okay, just send me a text when you land and when you're ready, because I'm still working technically, so I have to make sure my Teams doesn't go into away." So I texted her as soon as I was pretty much ready to go, and she swung by, picked me up, and then made sure we got back to her home on time so she can move the mouse to make sure it didn't go into away status. I don't think I could do work from home. I don't think I could do it. I don't like people. I don't like going out and talking to people, but I think I need some of the social interaction in my life, and this stream has helped an awful lot with that, for sure. But I definitely think I need that social element in my life. Like I work for FedEx. I've worked for FedEx for 11 years now, and I switched to a different opco when we first moved to the Illinois area. So I went for a different opco within FedEx. So still FedEx, but a different part of FedEx. And it was a completely different experience that I was used to. Right now I work customer facing, and was in a different role, or was in a different role. But the opco I worked for was talking to contractors, just talking to the people that own the routes for FedEx. that drive for FedEx, and it's such a different thing talking to the drivers versus talking to customers. You know, actual FedEx customers versus talking to actual non-customer FedEx customers. Such a weird thing, and I missed the interaction with people. As much as I don't like talking to people, it's such a weird thing that I've gotten used to, you know, faking it to make it to talk to people at work. Fly-by-wire A320 is a good plane to fly to. Oh, yeah. The fly-by-wire is a really good plane. I just don't use the SimBrief software. If P2 and Will have a 5-minute timeout, don't come running at me. Are there USB devices available for keeping the mouse pointer moving? Oh, there are USB. Interesting. I don't know if I think she uses a company laptop. I think that company laptops. I don't know if they block things down or track it. I love working from home because I live far from Toronto. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, my wife used to have a friend that worked from home. Well, she didn't, and then she got a job to work from home. And she loved it because, yeah, her commute would have been like 45 minutes to an hour, which is wild to me. So, I've said, I live in the Chicagoland area, you know, which is huge. But, like, some of my coworkers have to drive, you know, a half hour plus. In the years I worked for FedEx, some of them have to drive a half hour. Some of them, like when we first moved to Illinois, the other OPCO I worked at, it was like a 20-25 minute drive, which wasn't terrible. But then when I relocated to another OPCO, it became like a 45-minute to an hour drive, and that's like a standard thing. People do that. I'm like, you all are crazy. My wife used to drive 45 minutes until she switched to a different location. It's just wild to think that that's just a regular thing, that people like to drive all day like that. Like, if I was getting paid to do the drive, all right, but I'm not getting paid. I ain't driving. Like now, if I go work somewhere else with the OPCO I'm working for, I get mileage and then I get paid, you know, depending on the situation. I'm in software development, and there's no real need for us to be in the office. Our office is mostly lonely anyways. I hate that companies are forcing developers to come back to the office. Yeah, you know, and there's that stigma that people who work out of the office aren't actually working, or they're not working as hard as if they were in the office. I tell you what, I work in an office, right? I work in a building, and the amount of goofing off I do is crazy. Like, I worked Saturday. Watched a bunch of YouTube and ate some pizza. That was my Saturday at work for the most part. It's crazy. I'm sitting there like thinking, like, I get paid to just do this? This is wild. Can you do a poll for LexCam because we need your head? We need your head. I could put a fake AI head. I can do a VTuber. I'll do a head cam, but I'll wear a ski mask. Wouldn't that be scary? Oh man, ski mask flying a plane. My commute is 2 hours one way. Holy crap! Yeah, that would be crazy. You'd have to be getting paid good money to even consider that a possibility. I do less work per day when I work from the office than in my own home. I work till 10 p.m. some days at home because you don't have an off switch. Yeah, I think that would be like if I did, for example, if this channel like been super successful and I decided to make it a full-time job, which I never could. I never could. I have zero interest in being a full-time streamer. Zero interest in doing it. But yeah, I would do the same thing. I would end up, you know, like 757 Spy and Kip, 757 Spy has he does it for his job, but Kip, he has a full-time job. I think it's full-time, work from home job, but it's full-time. So he gets off work at 5 or whatever, and then he'll stream sometimes from 7 until like 2 a.m. So it's like he's doing another full-time job. But he loves, you know, he's gonna fly anyway. He loves streaming and he loves flying. I love flying. I don't love streaming as much as that. you know, I'll do my 1 day a week, or try to do a 1 day a week where I'll do a 3 to 5 hour stream. But if it was my full-time job, yeah, if it was my full-time job, I would consider it, you know, if I got laid off tomorrow or something like that, I'd try it while I'm looking for another job, right? I'd try it. I couldn't do it though. I couldn't only do it. I would have to do something else outside of it. Go get a part-time job doing something. I'm just not a excited person to stream, you know. Let's see. With office work, you know, you have at least. Oh, yeah. You have 5 o'clock. It's time to go home. Yep. Totally get it. Chicken doesn't talk to people. Really boring, huh? You will need at least 50K subs to even consider making this a full-time gig. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like right now, you know, most of the money I make off this channel comes from y'all giving, you know, $5 here and there. That's the thing that irked me a little bit with some of the videos that came out in response to my video, is they have substantially more views than I do. Subscribers, substantially more subscribers and views. And I know what I make. I make like $100, give or take a month, right? $100. It's nothing, right? So like when a certain someone, I won't say names, when a certain someone was like, you know, yeah, it's enough to buy a couple pizzas. Yeah, what I make on here is enough to buy a couple pizzas. What those other people are making out there, you know, it's nothing groundbreaking, but some of them are bringing in, you know, $1,000+ easily. It's a part-time job. And like, you gotta put an effort to edit a video, and you gotta put, you know, there's not a lot of effort involved with any of that stuff. It really isn't. I don't know. I think some content creators exaggerate what effort there is. Now, the live streaming part, yeah, absolutely. This could be draining on someone. Non-stop talking, coming up with random things, answering questions in chat. This could be a drain. Your voice eventually hurts, right? This could be a pain in the butt. That's my biggest thing, is eventually I start losing my voice. But if you have a passion for doing it, it's not like a job, right? There are streamers out there, content creators, who have a passion for doing it, and it's not a job. It's not a requirement. It's not a, I got to make sure this gets done, right? I don't know. I think some people over-exaggerate how much time it actually takes to make some of the videos. I know my stuff isn't high quality, you know, top-of-the-line stuff. But, nevertheless, it's rather interesting. Alright, we're cleared down to 4,000. We're going below that at this point. I'm gonna do alt hold. We'll just hold where we are. I'm curious how this vector is going to work up here. Looked at the latest video from Lex. Lex should make a GRWW video. Only it's him setting up the 737 for takeoff. What is a GRWM? What is that? What am I missing, P2? I want to have my voice put through from Discord to your stream. Will. I'll do it. There's a fee of $2,500 per voice, per word though. Per word. This is a pretty high quality stream here. This is, look at, we're kicking right now. We're off the charts.
Delta 3211, turn left, heading 255, vectors for the
255.
Turn left, heading 255, Delta 3211.
Okay, so this is one of those issues with BeyondATC. Well, I shouldn't call it an issue. It's where it doesn't do shortcuts, so it's going to bring us all the way into the point. So this isn't technically an issue. This is just a limitation of BeyondATC. I feel like I'm getting some frame gen issues here. I've had to reset it twice now. Alt-tabbing it. Or not alt-tabbing it, alt-entering it. Get ready with me. It's an influencer thing where they get dressed in front of the camera. Oh my gosh. You want to see my hairy legs? Not even my wife wants to see my hairy legs. Yeah, Irishman, the people that come here learn a lot, and it's very informative when it comes to flights and community. Give yourself more credit. Well, like, and that's why they did that video. I made that video last week, and I meant to put it as members only earlier, and I forgot. But like, I want people to understand, like, I'm not a big time, streamer. I'm not ever going to be a big time streamer. I don't desire to be a big time streamer. I don't desire to make $1 billion from this channel. What I desire is to provide people with knowledge.
All aircraft be advised,
Because I'm a Reddit whore. I'm on Reddit all the time. A lurker more than anything. But like, what I see on there all the time is people questioning, like, how do you get started? How do you do this? Where do I go for this? Where do I go for that? And I rarely actually ever self-promote. I always say something like, go on YouTube, go on, go to Discords and check this out. A lot of times I'll reference other creators out there because I feel like they do a better job at teaching than I do. Strike one for Irishman. I think it's very important, though, that, you're honest with yourself, that you're understanding your limitations and what you can do. Boy, this is going to be a rather interesting arrival. So I wonder if they're trying to get us all the way up here to, what is that, Gap? Oh, SAP. Up here to SAP. Reddit whore, this is where the stream goes downhill, folks. I am definitely a Reddit whore, no doubt about it. I remember my wife telling me when I was dealing with my health issues with cancer and whatnot, like, she's like, you need to get off Reddit. I'm like, it's helped me, though. It's helped me an awful lot. It really did. It really did. It helped me, because I subbed to a bunch of different Reddits that were about the struggles I was going through, mentally and physically. And
Delta 3211, turn right, heading 350, intercept the 4 localizer.
it ends just, what
Turn
is it?
right, heading
350?
350, intercept the 4 localizer, Delta 3211.
Reading about other people that were struggling with the same things that I was going through, it meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me that I'm not alone out there struggling with these things. Because as much as my wife wants to help with it all, she wasn't experiencing it. So it's a different thing when you're reading from people that are experiencing something similar. Like I got to find out that Polyot over on 757 Spy when
Delta 3211, descend and maintain 1,900 feet, altimeter 3004.
19, that he is something similar to me, or that we share some similarities with some of our health things.
Delta 3211.
It was inspiring to me, someone who's has a very successful career and has done a lot with his life, that this disease, this issue isn't
Contact tower 119.1,
the end of the world.
Delta
This isn't
3211.
the end of the line, right?
Lexington Tower, Delta
Alright,
3211.
I really need a localizer. Okay, got localizer. We really need is a
3211, Lexington
glide
Tower,
slope.
wind variable, runway for cleared to land.
Alright, clear to land, folks. This is going to
Runway
be
48 to land,
an
Delta
interesting
3211.
approach. Alright, flaps coming down. Speaking of downhill, heading to a meeting 1 hour from now. Will you have the reins? Well, we'll be ending the stream here in about, I would say about 10 minutes. So, Will doesn't have much pressure. That's what happens when you put P2 and Will in charge. You get crap weather. Chicken says, wow, such a profound words. I'm glad that it has helped you overcome your struggles. Yeah, for sure. Alright, I can see a little bit of ground. I think that's positive. We're coming in a little hot. Okay, we got glide slope. That's good. Come on, slow it down, buddy. Slow it down, gear coming down. Let's get some speed brakes out. Jesus, this weather here, folks. Alright, we got a runway in sight. Holy crikey. This is something special. It's only a 6-knot wind, but definitely doesn't feel like it. Alright, we gotta butter this one. We gotta do it. Enough yapping. Time for serious stuff. We're apparently above it, but we're below it. Alright, AP off my aircraft.
500. 400.
Something's not right. Either the glide slope's not right, or the pappies are wrong. Coming a little low.
Minimum 200. 100. Glide slope.
I got it, I got it, I got it.
Glide slope.
Take it easy.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
That's how you do it, folks. That's how you do it. Reversers are out. Don't slam on these brakes. We have no terminal, but we have a bunch of gates, so... Oh. Hot brakes either way. Alright, reversers are stowed.
3211, exit right at Delta.
Welcome to Lexington.
Exit right at Delta, Delta 3211.
Slow down. Slow down. Alright, landing lights are off. Get the APU firing up. Grand, beautiful. Go on down here. Alright. Well, that was scary.
Delta 3211, contact ground 121.9er.
Yeah, what the hell? Where's the... What's going on here?
1.9er, Delta 3211.
Where's... This is, again, this is a default. This isn't... I don't have an add-on. This is a default airport. What the hell? This airport needs a lot of love. Needs a lot of love. Oh, boy. Okay. Well. I guess we'll park over here where these dudes are. Alright, taxi lights are off so you don't blind them. I don't even know how to park here. Oh, man. Alright, we'll just, we'll go here. Alright, parking brake is set. That's important. Chocks, ground chocks, ground power. Can we get the jetway connected? Well, let's, APU going. APU's fired up. And then open. Oh, no jetway. Alright. Oh, hold on. Open, toggle jetway. No. I think we're supposed to park over here. I think we're supposed to park over there. Alright, that's alright. Oh, this is great. I love seeing these weird things in Flight Sim. Nice butter. That's a wake up. Yeah, MSF being MSF. It's a peep show. This is weird. I've never seen this with a default airport. I don't have GSX. I don't have any, like, gate add-on. I don't think. I don't understand. That's a very strange thing to see. Okay, let's see what APL gave us. Let's close out of BeyondATC. Let's bring that guy over there. I need to hit a button for this still. I keep forgetting. Okay, so this is my next flight. I'm gonna probably cancel out, but anyways, logbook. And we got a 96. Ouch. What happened? Came in too hot, right? Oh, spoilers, and came in too hot. Yeah, dang. A 159 on the landing rate, though. I will take a 159. That was an interesting arrival, for sure. Really weird path that BeyondATC took us on. Like I said, I think I'm going to cancel out these 2 flights. We'll see. Maybe I'll do one tonight, you know, after work. Depending on what time I get off work tonight. But I got 2 flights in the book so far for the week. So if you do a flight, because it goes by the UTC time here. So I did a flight last night it was 23 UTC, which put it into the next day. Because when I landed, it was next day. So it counts as a second flight. So already 2 flights on the dock, and it's only Monday morning here. Pretty good. Cool. Well, okay, that's going to end the stream today. One little flight. Thanks everyone for coming in. A lot of fun. I do plan tomorrow to do another stream. Probably every day this week. Probably every day, you know, Monday through Friday this week. Same kind of normal time. Do 1 flight in the morning. And then next week might be a little weird. My wife's starting a new job next week, so her hours are a lot different than what they currently are. So next week might be kind of play by ear how things work. But if this week goes as well as I hope it does, we'll plan to stream every day this week. But we'll see everyone tomorrow about the same time as always. Thanks everyone for coming in. We'll see you in Discord. If not, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.